Section 377 in its current form has been scrapped by the Supreme Court.
The LGBT community indeed have all the reasons to celebrate. Even though our society has accepted the LGBT at large, there is still a level of resistance and workspaces to start with. Do companies give equal opportunities to members of the LGBT?
I don't even think there should be a question in today's day and age.
The world is big enough for everybody.
I don't think we should even call them a separate community. They're living their lives true to themselves.
They are just as capable as anybody else.
When we talk about inclusion, we really need to do it.
At IBM, we strive to create a workplace where, nobody has to be discriminated for who they are.
We spoke with some of them from the LGBT community to understand their daily struggles at workspaces and what change they're looking forward to.
You'd rarely find people in India who are so open about their sexuality or gender, and the reason being obviously the fear of acceptance. Do you feel included at your workspace?
I made it a point to tell my recruiters that, I am this way. I did have few colleagues who would come up to me and ask, so why are you gay? I just have one response to them is like, why are you straight?
Do you take it personally anytime? Does it really?
No, I think the last time I took it personally was in my school days when I was bullied.
When I started my career, I was not open at that time in my workspace. And suddenly in front of a client meeting, my director, she just outbursted and said that you are a faggot. Getting the award of charmer of the company and hearing that in front of clients, I didn't confront anything. The next day I dropped my paper, I left that office.
Every living being deserves respect.
Yeah, I want to be known as for my work, not for my sexuality or the person I slept with. That's none of your concern.
So I'm a senior technical program manager with Amazon. Physically, I grew up as a boy.
You said you've had a transition 2 years ago.
Yeah.
So did it come as a shocker to them?
When I transitioned, I was actually in Seattle. On Friday, I go as Santosh, my old self. On Monday, I go as Samyukta, my new self. In India, if I transitioned, it would have been very, very difficult.
And you've come back to the same job here.
Yes, it's much easier once it's all done.
It's different to actually get a job and be treated equal.
What we would call as casual homophobia or casual transphobia. It did hit me, but I always thought this is the norm.
Your transgender friends, do they find jobs easily?
At least 2 to 3 million people, maybe 1% or less than 1% doing mainstream jobs.
Pay-wise, pay scale and whatnot, any discrimination any one of you have had?
You have a begging job. Now I give you a better job, so why would you know what I mean,
Obviously,
right?
Yeah.
That is not how it works.
Is the queer community within India influencing more people? Yeah. When questions like this come up, they're also based out of homophobia. Because essentially what you're saying is being queer is a bad thing, and these bad people are influencing these good people to become bad.
Section 377, it's not Indian origin, right? It was brought by our oppressor 300, right?
Yeah.
It's an archaic law.
On what lines do you see a change?
Gender is something what I feel, what I am. And sexuality is, of course, who I'm attracted to, who I want to sleep with, who I want to make love with.
The world is bigger than they see it. There is no one set definition of what normal is.
I heard from these guys that there's LGBTQ.
IA+.
Feeling of equality, that's something that I think everybody is entitled to. All of us feel equal in our workspaces. All of you should.